reparations. Everybody that watches Game of Thrones, everybody was like, Khaleesi's the rightful ruler. Her brother was an absolute piece of shit. She want you as the story progresses, you recognize, oh shit, Jon Snow's actually the rightful ruler. If you understand this concept of things were going one way, a group of people or a person or family member was wronged, and then property, stuff, and the lineage was broken, and that group of people needs to be made whole again, you fully understand the concept of reparations. I want to clarify because there's this straw man argument that I'm advocating for because I'm black and because y'all are white, y'all owe me $20 each. That's fucking retarded. We don't even got to go far back as slavery. We can talk about segregation. We can talk about land grants being removed. We can talk about after so-called emancipation, where the federal government says, okay, we fucked this group of people up. We fucked them up.
We owe you this. And
we'll give you 40 acres and a mule. That was reparations.
Yep.
The United States government said, psych.
Default.
That's
contracts.
Not
Libertarians love contracts.
Right. It was like, here's a contract, and then fucking Allen Iverson crossed you over like, fuck no. Pump faked you. When you tie land and home ownership and equity over time, you're talking about continuing after the government said, we were wrong, we fucked this group of people up. You're continuing that. And I'm not talking about these tap dancing ass motherfuckers, that just Johnny come lately, like, cut the check and just saying it with no practical fucking application. There are people that have done work. Before Johnny Cochran died, he had this thing called the Reparations Assessment Group, where he was literally going to target the federal government and the corporations. Corporate charters exist beyond individuals. Wells Fargo, Norfolk Southern, insurance companies that benefited and still have maintained a profit from the captivity of African-American people. We have to acknowledge this, bro. The quicker we acknowledge this, the quicker race relations will get better in America. And if you're talking about this as a libertarian from a property rights, there was a family in California like last year that proved that the California government took their fucking great whatever's home. It was fucking beachfront property in LA. They had to give it back. So if you're talking about property rights as a libertarian, you're talking about the state violating people, which also, by the way, included murder from a libertarian perspective. We cannot pretend that there should be a statute of limitations on death, rape, pillage, property violations. And as a people that were looked at as property, I'll give you even this. You know the motherfuckers that lost their property, that owned humans, because it was not all white people in America. It wasn't. The people that owned humans after emancipation, do you know the government gave some of that land that was earmarked for those black people to the fucking captive owners? If a motherfucker like me knows that and is articulating it in a way that's not saying, yeah, you guys both, since you're white, you owe me money, because no one ever fucking says that other than TV. If I can articulate this position this way, there is no way that somebody can't go, nah, because maybe it could be the tax conversation. I don't think there should be any taxes, right? We have to look for things that are going to heal. And if we want to heal, the best apology is change behavior and fixing the situation. So I think that conversation around, and again, I'm not the subject matter expert. I have done some study on it, and I know way more thoroughly involved and more intelligent people in that lane. But I think it's a conversation to have. And I think it does not, it's not in opposition to a libertarian position. If I was saying, just fire up the money printers and just give the money to black people for being black, as if there was not all of these things that we just discussed there, then I could agree with some of those guys that were giving me more pushback. But that's not what I said, meant, or implied, and they should like actually listen to what I'm saying.